Episode 2, Forged in Steel, was better than the show's painful first episode, but it still has a ways to go to recapture my confidence. There were several really enjoyable moments, but also some very odd ones too. The episode begins with a short recap of the setup to the series, something that every season has had during the Neo-Saban era.
Earth's greatest ninja sacrificed himself to keep the universe safe.
Really? The greatest ninja? Because I can think of a few other ninja masters who would have had something to say about that. Calvin and Haley are having some car trouble on the side of the road, and this is where we find out that the two are boyfriend and girlfriend.
You do know that I'm your girlfriend, and that Nitro is just a truck?
Shh. Gonna hurt her feelings.
This is the first time in any previous season that Power Rangers starts with two of the Rangers already dating. We've had plenty of seasons with inter-Ranger relationships, but it's a refreshing change of pace to see two Rangers as a couple right from the start. This would normally get me excited about future storylines in the season, like an episode where the stability of said relationship is threatened, but after the abysmal first episode, I don't have any confidence this show will give us anything too sophisticated. Calvin and Haley are interrupted when several large pieces of metal debris crash down from the sky, and they are introduced to Mick the mechanic. So in the last episode, Brody hatched a scheme to shoot himself, Mick, and the Prism out of the airlock and freefall to Earth. Brody managed to land in the woods and had lost track of Mick. In this episode, we see that Mick ended up landing next to the other two Rangers for the season. I like this. It feels like a natural way to bring the team together without feeling too forced.
Who or what are you?
I'm Mick. Head mechanic.
Wait, so he's the head mechanic of the ship? I mean, that would explain why Mick had to hide when Ripcon entered the room, but it doesn't really explain why the head mechanic is helping Brody with the trash, or even wants to find a way off the ship. We don't see Mick mistreated in any way, and if he's as good as Brody says,
hey, you're the mechanical genius. Well,
then I don't see why Galvanax would treat him badly. You know, if only the first episode took the time to show us why Mick wanted to leave the ship, and why he was helping Brody. Also, I love Kelson Henderson's performance throughout this entire episode. He's very animated with great expressions which bring the character to life. Soon, Galvanax's Kutobots find Mick with the Rangers, and we have a great fight scene. One of the highlights from this fight is when Calvin and Haley use the Kutobots' own weapons against them, then retreat together while holding each other's hand. It was a very natural move and a good physical reminder of their relationship. Madame Odious tells Galvanax that 3 of the Power Stars have already been claimed by teenagers. This gives Galvanax a brilliant plan.
Any contestant that can destroy the Power Rangers and bring me their ninja power stars becomes a Galaxy Warriors champion, just like me.
I really like the idea of the monsters being contestants on a competition television show. It's really different and provides some interesting new motivations from the villains this season. Calvin and Haley drive Mick to the back of the high school, which has a secondary entrance for their shop class.
Just try to blend in.
Mick looks human and he's already wearing a gray jumpsuit. Exactly what is an additional green overshirt going to do? And wow, what kind of school do these kids go to that have a full auto body shop with a paint room? Definitely not a public school.
Must be our new shop teacher. I'm Principal Hastings. Very nice to meet you.
Is it me, or does the principal look a lot like Yokai Fudakuchi Onna, an upcoming monster for Power Rangers Ninja Steel? It's very possible the principal becomes the monster temporarily later this season. We cut back to Brody, Preston, and Sarah, who are still looking for Aiden back at Brody's old home.
Where could my brother be? Aiden! Aiden!
Did you really expect Aiden to stay in the same spot where his family was attacked by monsters?
It's been 10 years. Aiden could be anywhere by now.
Exactly!
I think I know where Aiden would have put it.
So Dad tells Aiden to hide it.
Take the ninja steel and hide it.
And you think Aiden would just hide it right there? Brody's an idiot. Brody starts digging up an old box that his dad used to hide as part of their ninja training.
We had to find it. Blindfolded.
Exactly how does forcing 2 children to blindly stumble around help them become ninjas? And how does one look for buried treasure while blindfolded? Did Brody's dad just expect them to dig aimlessly until they found something? Something tells me this was just an excuse for Dad to keep the kids busy for hours. Aiden, Brody, I've hidden a needle in a haystack. Take these blindfolds, and don't return until you've found it.
You know, people said my dad was the greatest ninja that ever lived.
You can tell by all of the ninja trophies. So far, we haven't heard or seen anything about Brody's dad that shows us why he's such a great ninja besides a couple of trophies. Are they seriously holding competitions to determine the greatest ninja? Was he a street fighter? Preston asks Brody how his father found the ninja steel, and Brody gives us a quick 30-second explanation. But if we were going to relive the story of the Prism, why waste the time at all in the first episode then? It would have been better just to spend more time with Brody on Galvanax's ship instead.
He was melting the ninja steel and forging it into special throwing stars.
Why was he doing that? Does he normally look for scrap to melt down into ninja weaponry, or did he just have a hunch? The Rangers finally dig up the box to find the ninja steel is not there, but they do find a picture.
I remember this. Dad was so proud of that trophy.
Even though Aiden is the one holding the trophy, the name on the plaque clearly reads Dane Romero, which is their father. So is the show trying to tell us that Earth's greatest ninja was proud of winning a trophy? It looks like he got it at some knockoff white boy karate school, where you pay $80, kick a couple times, and get a black belt for it. I would think a true ninja wouldn't give a fuck about a trophy. I'm pretty sure Ninjor wasn't all like, "Rangers, I shall give you the ninja power coins, but first, let me show you my trophies for being a total rad ninja." But the picture gives Sarah an idea.
It's in the school trophy cabinet. I saw it this morning.
Seriously? In the trophy cabinet at school? Of all the places to hide the most powerful metal on the planet, and it's within reach of a janitor. Galvanax's spy bots overhear that the ninja steel is stuffed in a trophy, and he sends a monster, Ripper-Rat, to get it. But the Prism shows up, giving Calvin and Haley their power stars, and the Rangers unite to destroy the monster. Then, in true reality TV show fashion, Cosmo Royale polls the audience to see if Ripper-Rat should get another chance. I really like that enlarging the monster is played as part of the competition show. It's just a really clever idea. The Zords look great, and the episode does a good job of showing them off without it feeling rushed. However, when it's time to defeat the monster, the Rangers choose to bust out their frog blasters.
Ninja Blaster! Final attack! Not again!
Wow, those blasters are insanely powerful. They can take down a gigantified monster. I think these are the most powerful blasters in any Power Ranger season. But of course, as time goes on, the strength of the blasters will get retconned to make way for more toys, well, weapons, whatever. Afterward, the Rangers celebrate and talk about setting up a base in the auto shop. Odd, but I'll go with it. Sarah notices that the gold power star is missing from the Prism, and in the last scene, we see Madame Odious with the gold star. This is really interesting because so far, the show has established that only those chosen by the Prism can take out the power stars. This means either Madame Odious was chosen and will become the Gold Ranger, which is unlikely, or she found the chosen person and manipulated them into giving her the gold star. My current theory is that Aiden will become the Gold Ranger, since the show has put so much emphasis on him already. It's also interesting to note that in the first episode, Ripcon says,
"You can't trust Madame Odious, champ."
So what if the real reason Brody couldn't find his brother, other than the fact that no sane person would stay in the same spot where the monster attacked, was that Madame Odious already found him? What if she took Aiden as a child and raised him in secret, similar to how Diabolico raised Ryan in Lightspeed Rescue? If she has been manipulating Aiden from childhood, then it might explain how she was able to obtain the Power Star, since Aiden would readily give it to her. Overall, episode 2 was a much better episode than the first, but this season has a steep hill to climb to win me back. There are some good moments, namely Kelson Henderson and the Galaxy Warriors TV show aspect, but it seems like the half-baked ideas that plagued the premiere still haunt this episode a little bit. I'm really hoping that as we dive further into the season, the writers really start delivering.